I need to. What's going on?
Yes, the foundation we laid down was so strong, and it's just like,
Live and also on Stationhead, so make sure you guys tune in for the actual station first. R&B singer signed to the rock, my pretty. Let's go.
Somebody tried to call me, like they don't know I'm live. Like,
and it was just an energy.
At that time in our career, being that young, being naive, gullible, but also just happy, just wanting to be everywhere. I mean, it was no other feeling like it. But with her, with Marie, it was just like our power that we had at that age. It was just, it's dangerous, man. Like you could go anywhere. Like we couldn't go to a hotel and not have 1,000 fans outside waiting. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't go to any restaurant and eat. Like real life rock stars at 16 and 17 years old. Man, that's dangerous because you could do whatever you want. I just think we were like the perfect, like, and bad combination. Like it was just good and bad together. It was just, I want to say maybe a year and a half into the relationship with Rihanna, I really was serious.
Saw a text message on his cell phone from an old girlfriend. She got angry.
I caught him in LA, and he wouldn't tell the truth. So I wouldn't drop it. I kept saying I couldn't take that he kept lying to me, and he couldn't take that I wouldn't drop it. Because obviously his back was up against the wall. It's the truth is right.
Her. But it never was okay. It was always a point to where we talk about it like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like I don't like that. I don't like you slapping me. If I go on stage, I got a scratch on my face, and I gotta explain it like, oh, no, I fell, or like, or if you got a scar or a bruise, you gotta put makeup on it. I feel like shit. Like I'm not ever trying to put my hands on any female. Like me, I felt like a fucking monster. 7 years ago, when I was about 17, 18, you know, the whole Rihanna incident happened. You know, a lot of that changed my life. And that night at that Clive Davis party that I made sure the person that I was involved with before, I said, hey, you can't come around to these places. And the person comes that I wanted. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody sees
more.
People say,
yeah.
You mean like people, like you saying like things.
Meaning like because of my success, right? And I've been able to sustain that and have an amazing fan base. You know, people don't get to see the nose that I get.
It's crazy to think at your level because
you get what I'm saying?
We all go through that, but
Yeah.
even Chrisbrown still hears N-O.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's frustrating, right?
Yeah, but then it's like I don't try to put that in the front of my mind or in the back of my mind. I just go through it, you know, because at the end of the day, as long as I'm able to do what I'm doing, this music and being able to inspire people, like I'll be like, cool, it's all good. They'll see.
It'll come like that timing. That timing we talked about.
Yeah.
No.
Like I need to. What's going on?
yes, the foundation we laid down was so strong, and it's just like,
Live and also on Stationhead, so make sure you guys tune in for the actual station first. R&B singer signed to the rock, my pretty. Let's go.
somebody tried to call me, like they don't know I'm live. Like,
Sensational. What can I do for you, girl? And I knew, and I knew, and I knew, and I knew. What's going on, world? Let me give Marysweetness, aka Sweetness, Stacks Radio. We came to Main Street Throwback Independent Artists, and it pays to be a listener. And you know we specialize in a good receipt. Before we get started, I bless everyone, including myself, with never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. Today is New Music Monday, and we're celebrating Maurice Brown. Chris Maurice Brown, aka Chrisbrown, who came to the scene in the 90s. We did a separate video on Chris Maurice Brown a couple of months ago. But today we're going over the latest from his 11th studio album, 1111. It's the second single. It's called Sensational. Okay, we're going to go over the pros and the motherfucking cons, okay? But like I said, before we get started, I bless everyone, including myself, with a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. Happy holidays. I want to say thank you so much. You have made us 32 people away from 1,000 subscribers, and we have linked up with Chime. So if you want more information on how you can get a coin from us in your hand, stick to the whole entirety of the video, okay? So as you guys already know, Chris Brown is a child prodigy. He came on the scene at the age of 13, but he was signed to Jive Records at the age of 16. As you guys already know, he came out in 1995 with smash hits like Run That, Gimme That, etc. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a Platinum Plus artist, and of course he's a dancer. He's influenced by the likes of Michael Jackson. As you guys already know, it's not hard to tell. So we're going over the pros and the cons of his latest single called Sensational, featuring Devado, featuring Loge. Now we're going to go over the pros and the cons. Like I just said, the pros for me, we're going to start off with the visual first. The visual is black and white. It's women walking. Of course, Chris Brown, he looks good from head to toe. He has a suit on. He has on his shades. He's walking, and then he's in another segment where he's dancing on like some stage, and he's doing like some body movement. Now, Chris is no stranger to making that body move. I love how he moves. I love how he dances. All of that stuff, it just looks good. The visual looks very, very good. And then he has dudes on like the steps patterns dancing with him, and then the mood changes, and it's like a dark segment. It gives me like a modern day Michael Jackson's Thriller, if you will, and segments of beautiful women, dark to light skin complected women. So I like the versatility of the women. And then you have segments of the men coming in, like I love Devado sitting down singing and doing his little sultry diddly, and then in segments of them in the fields, and in segments of them on the stairs. When I say on the stairs, I'm talking about the group of men that's dancing with Chris Brown, and they're doing a dance. Now, he would be Chris Brown if he didn't give you some type of electrifying dance off, because that's what Chris Brown is. His signature moves in his signature move in dancing. Excuse the background, guys. You guys already know I live in a noisy block, so you just gotta make it work. So Chris Brown, he is no stranger to doing signature moves and making the visual and making it work for the visual. Now, the song, I'm absolutely loving the song. Now, Chris Brown, he always tends to come back and make it up with the times, which I love Chris Brown for that. He's doing Afro beats, which is very popular, and is coming to hip hop and R&B. So his singing is Afro beats, a laid back, mellow groove. The lyrics are there, and the sensational gives me like a sensual groove. You know what I'm saying? I just love it. It's grown and sexy. It puts me in the mood of grown and sexy. It puts me in the mood of just taking my loved one and just whining upon that, but in an Afro way. But yes, Chris Brown is going for the time of Afro beats, and he's complimenting the features on the groove, like a Devado, like a Loje, who are known for their Afro beats. So making it confused with an African American artist like Chris Brown, you can't go wrong. The combination is definitely dope. Now, the cons for me is I wasn't really feeling the video like I thought I was, even though the video is very much electrifying. It was a little bit too much dark and denty, too dark and dent for me. Chris Brown is always known for his electrifying colors and his segments of brightness. It's a little bit too dark, but hey, you know, for the most part, I give the video about a 7.5, but the single is a 10 all the way around the board for me, okay? Now, Chris Brown, he is an exceptional artist. As you guys already know, Chris Brown has been in the game as a child prodigy. He has sold 270 million records worldwide. He's also in the history for being the most to be a top chart on the Billboard at the young age, and even up and now top 100s. He's in history to do that. No male has been able to do that since 1995. He has charted for the hot Billboard 100s, making history. Even up until present day, he's in the history books of being the most toured artist to do it, and the most charting Platinum Plus charted on the hot Billboard 100s. Okay, so Chris Brown is that dude. Now the contemporaries call him the king of R&B. Now, Chris Brown, we love you, okay? But as long as Usher is around, you gonna have to share that spot, boo. Okay, we love you, but as long as my baby Usher is around, you gonna have to share that. You gonna share that. Even though I love both of y'all. I love me some Usher and I love me some Chris Brown, okay? Y'all can't say nothing bad about both of them artists, okay? Okay. So as you guys already know, Chris Brown is a singer, songwriter. He's an actor. He's been in movies like Takers, hits like This Christmas, etc. So he's a good he's a good actor. I love all his movies. I believe that when he acts, he puts his full energy all in, okay? Now, Chris Brown is no stranger to controversy. As you guys already know, he did have issues in the past when it comes to violence, but Chris Brown says that at that time he was in a dark place, and he didn't want to be here anymore. But thank God Chris Brown got through it, and he says that his fans are the only reason why he's able to do what he does, because he still to this day is getting stigmas in the industry, and he does still get a lot of no's in the industry, but the only thing that keeps him going is the simple fact that his artistry keeps him alive, and that his fan base is so strong, and he loves his fans. Now, we want to know in the comments, are you feeling the latest from Christopher Brown, Sensational? Do you think it's a bop? Do you think it's a flop? You don't even care? Do you think that Chris Brown gets a fair shot after all the things that he's been through and all the things that he's brought to the table? Do you think that he gets a fair shot in the industry? We want to know in the comments. Anyway, I'm done with this. Make sure you guys continue to follow us on Facebook.com/Marysweetness 77 Journal Sex Radio Group, and Instagram is I'll Be Sweet, and TikTok Marysweetness 64. And also, we've linked up with Chime. We're going to put $100 in your hand. The information is in the comments below. If you are interested in getting your check 2 days in advance, Chime is for you. If you're interested in maybe keeping ahead updates with your credit line, Chime is definitely for you. If you're interested in budgeting, Chime is for you. Well, anyway, I'm done with this. I'm your girl, Marysweetness, aka Sweetness, Stacks for the weekend to Main Street Throwback, independent artist, and it pays to be a listener. Remember that the best yet to come, and if I can leave some encouraging words, spread love because you can. I'm your girl, Marysweetness, aka Sweetness, Stacks for the weekend to Main Street Throwback, independent artist, and it pays to be a listener. We'll see you on the show. Stationhead.live/Marysweetness at 8:45 p.m. Peace.